Hey everybody! I'm realizing that I need to come up with a thumbnail that isn't just me waving in my messy office. But for now, that's what it will be. So today I just wanted to talk about the talk of like non-resistance or letting go. So you want something, you put it out into the universe as a desire, and then you're supposed to let it go and not obsess over it, because when you obsess over it, you're pushing up against it because you don't have it yet. So just for an example, say you want, to make $1,000 this week, but Monday starts and you're just like, okay, I got to make like $200 today. Or if I don't, I'm not going to make $200 the next day. And what's going to happen after that? And how am I going to make that money? And you're just obsessing about it instead of just putting it out into the universe. I need to make $1,000 by Friday evening. It's going to come to me in the best way possible. And then you let it go and you go do what you do. If you are like me, you go do your reselling. If you have a job you go to, if you're a mom and you're taking care of the kids, you just go do it. And it doesn't mean that you just like ignore whatever ideas come up. If something comes up and you're a mom and you're like, oh, maybe I could resell the kids' clothes. Or if you're at work and you're like, hey, maybe I could take on that new project. So you're just kind of like letting it go. You're not obsessing about it. I just watched, I believe it's David Bayer says that manifestation is desire minus resistance equals manifestation. So that desire, what you want, without the resistance. So whenever you start thinking about it, feeling about it, acting on it, you're not doing it from a resistant standpoint. You're doing it from a creative standpoint. So when you find yourself getting frustrated because you don't have it, you have to pull back and go, wait a minute, I have faith. So just a really good analogy of this is when you go to your favorite restaurant that you know they're going to get the food out, you don't have to worry about it. They always have great food. You got your favorite waitress. Everything's going smoothly. And you put in that order. You want, French toast, eggs and bacon, side of hash browns. Saying that because that's what I just had yesterday. You put in that order and then you don't obsess about it. You start talking to whoever you're at breakfast with. You look at your phone. You're not thinking about like, are they making the eggs right? Do they know how to make my French toast? Am I going to have enough syrup? What about my bacon? Is it going to be crispy? No, all that stuff, you already know it's going to be perfect because you've been there before and you know it's going to be good and you trust your waitress. So you just go on without resistance. You're not calling the waitress over every 30 seconds going, hey, did you get my order? Remember my order? Did you make sure that the cook got my order? Is it coming out soon? How much longer is it going to be? So I just love that analogy because most of the time when you go to a restaurant or you make a phone call to order food that's going to be delivered to your house, you know it's coming. You don't fret over it. You don't keep calling them back. You don't keep calling the waiter or waitress back going, hey, did you get my order? And that's what you do when you put a desire out to the universe and then you obsess about it. And then like if you were like that in a restaurant, those waiters and cooks would be like, this guy's crazy. Like, no, like we're going to take as long as we want with this because they're probably going to mess up your order on purpose because you're being so annoying. So think of that as the universe. Like I talked about the other day with the money thing. Like think about it as like a significant other. Like you bring this person to a party and then you sit them in a corner and you're like, I don't want anybody talking to you. I don't want anybody to know about you. I don't want to brag about you. I don't want to complain about you. You just sit there and I don't want you to talk, if you treated another person like that, they wouldn't go to any more parties or be associated with you. But that's how you treat money. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to brag about it. When you have a new significant other in your life, you're telling everybody, oh my God, about this person. They're so great. That's how you should talk about money. That's how you should talk about, if you are talking about your desire, that's how you should talk about it. Like, I've got this great idea. This is what I'm doing. And even if you're keeping it to yourself because you don't want to put it out there for whatever reason, because you think people might shoot you down, talk about it with yourself like that. Every time you find yourself fretting, like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get that. I don't know if I'm going to get that new house. I don't know if I'm going to get that better job or that more money. No, I am going to get it. And I'm so excited about it. And I'm so excited to see what comes. I'm so excited to see what opportunities come. I can't wait to see what happens. So that's what the letting go or the lack of resistance is you're not just keep pushing and pushing and pushing up against it. Just like at the restaurant, you're not calling the waitress over every 5 minutes or 30 seconds or whatever and going, hey, I ordered coffee like a minute and a half ago. Did you get that order? Is somebody getting my coffee? Where's my coffee? Am I going to have cream and sugar like I asked? Like, can you imagine if you were like that at a restaurant? I know that there might be some people that are like that, but I guarantee their restaurant experiences aren't that great because they're just being so crazy and annoying. So think about that when you're dealing with inside your head with your desire. Like, am I being crazy and annoying to the universe? Am I just pushing and pushing and pushing back on my desire? Or am I opening up and letting it in, letting go, knowing, having faith that that breakfast is going to be in front of you on the table in 10 or 15 minutes. And in the meantime, you can just enjoy conversation with the people that you're with and just know that it's going to come. That's the faith. So that's just how I kind of deal with it in my head when I'm thinking about what I want. I just try to, when I find myself getting frustrated and irritated and like, why isn't something showing up that I asked for? Okay, stop. It's all going to be great. I have all this great stuff to be thankful for. I'm just going to have a nice conversation with who I'm with or go do something that I enjoy and let it start falling together. And when I get that inspired when I get that inspiration, that inspired action, when I get that inspiration, I take inspired action. And then it's great because you're like, oh, I had this great idea and this is how I'm going to do it. And even when you run into problems there, you're like, okay, that was an issue. Is there a better solution? And you just keep flipping into these better and better solutions until it just totally opens up. And then when it does happen, it happens in ways that you never ever would have imagined because it happens better than expected. And that's another thing that I say to myself often is it's going to end up better than expected. And when I do that, it does every time. So that's my little video for the day. You guys all have a great day and I will talk to you soon. Bye.